Your 2023 NBA G League champs, the Delaware Blue Coats.
And as you just heard on the intro, man, I could not be more excited for this brand new venture. Right? I don't know if you heard the drum beats in the background, or the noise in the background, but you heard the intro. This is the all new Blue Coats beat, which is the podcast. It's going to be brought to you by the Delaware Blue Coats and Heat Ratio Sports. It's brought to you by two very, very energetic individuals. My name is Tony Cutillo, and I'm going to pass over to another guy who needs no introduction. I need more of an introduction. He doesn't need any introduction, but you probably know him if you go to the Chase Field House. You see him on fan days, see him on game days. Coach Joe Richmond. Coach, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Tony, I can't believe this is about to happen, man. It's your boy, Coach Joe, Ambassador Basketball for your NBA 2022-23 G League champion, Delaware Blue Coat. And I am excited that we're doing this, man. I can't believe it. It's finally stamped and approved, and we're about to rock and roll, man.
Yeah, this is exciting, man. I mean, listen, over the last couple of years, we've done little interview segments, me and Coach Joe, and talked about the team, kind of previewed everything. And finally, I got to give a shout out to the man, Alex Yo, who helped put this all together. I reached out to him. We've talked a few times, like, let's get something together, because listen, there's no disrespect to the pro teams, because we love all the teams, but we need to show some more coverage to all the teams. Listen, these are the players that you're going to eventually see on that professional court. And I'll tell you what, Joe, let's get right into it, because it's exciting, man. Just to be able to be on that court level. I remember as a kid going to A10 tournaments, watching the old school St. Bonnie's versus Temple, right? I know you know. And now you get to see a NBA product in a great environment, man. You got to speak to that, Joe.
Yo, just put it like this. Back in the day, Palestra on the 10 power, baby.
Yes.
Palestra was intimate, you know what I mean? It was hands-on. If you had it, you had what it took, because we were right on top of the action. And it's the same thing here at the Chase Field House. Truly a close-knit. The fans are right there next to the players. You can pretty much hear the plays yourself and go in and run them if you're in shape. But it is amazing, man. I mean, we can go on to the lineage of players that's come from the Blue Coats that's went on to the Sixers. We already got Springer sitting there doing his thing, and he looks so good. Come on. Do I got to say anything about B-Ball Paul? Look at him. And now look at those guys. They're up there getting so much learning, and it's just going to trickle back down to us, because here we got another wave of new champions coming. And it's amazing. You look at someone like Jared Brownridge, championship veteran, is back. Our new B-Ball Paul, my man, Big Derek Hover, Big Miller in the middle is back. The champion is back. You look at how we structure. You look at our culture. You look at our awesome coach, our championship coach, sitting under another championship coach, and Nick Nurse, Kobe Carl. You just look at it. You can't look at that. You can't beat it. And that's what we do here. I mean, from the business side, like you mentioned, Alex Yo and Larry Mealy, all the way down to the basketball. You look at Prosper. Prosper was our GM. Now he's with the Sixers 100%. And how can you upgrade from Prosper, who was just phenomenal, and then they give us Jameer Nelson? Yo, how can this happen? And you know what? That's why I say, we always say this around here. We don't have a job. We don't have bosses. We have a lot of teachers and a lot of leaders. And that's how we have this championship mentality. And then the fans see it, the community see it. And Tony, I know you see it, because you've been with us rocking from day one.
Community is huge. That's the thing. But you did hit on something when you talked about, we don't have a job. I said all the time, I'm extremely blessed. I get to wake up, talk sports, man. Like, I get to grab a microphone and give my opinion, and one with these teams and these fans. I get to talk on the radio on the weekends, and on Sirius, and talk about fantasy sports and sports betting. But this is where it all comes together. We mentioned this off air. It's the togetherness. There's not another entire organization, because I think of them all as one, right? All these teams are as one, whether it be the Sixers, the Blue Coats, the Flyers, the Wings, the Phillies, the Union. We talked about them all, right? They're all together. And I don't know if anybody, Coach, has more of a relationship with the fan than this actual organization as a whole, because you just don't see this anywhere.
Yo, Tony, I know you talked about Sirius X and do the radio here, but you left out the barbershop, the supermarket, the
important stuff.
Everybody has an opinion now. Like, we have extra security here because our fans get thrown out games. We have so passionate fans here in Delaware. We have had fans get walked out because they They live and breathe Delaware Blue Coats, man. And it's almost like, I dare to say, they got that Eagles, they got that Flyer, they got that mentality in our fans. And we see it every day, and we love them. We love them. And we tell them, that's okay. That's all right. You're going to get VIP parking. We're going to take care of you because y'all support for the team. The players be clapping for them. We be cheering them on. Get high-fived in the tunnel. So, man, it is amazing. And guess what, though, Tony? This is amazing. We did all that talking about all that amazing leadership and all that amazing teachers. And I not once even mentioned the coaches. And look at our staff. We got a championship staff. And that's what I'm talking about. You can pick so many places. I know the show's going to be going on, but you're going to be introduced to a lot of amazing people through us. I'm going to kind of wait. They got to wait till the next episode to hear about our amazing staff. I'm not going to give it to them today, Tony.
We got to give them that little teaser, man.
No.
So just so everybody knows real fast what Coach Joe's talking about, every third Thursday, we're going to release the podcast. You're going to have the link, right? Listen, the Linktree account for the Delaware Blue Coats has everything that you need. So you go to the Twitter page and you just click on the Linktree and boom, everything is there. The YouTube link is there, is where you're going to hear this pod. You could also go to the Heat Ratio Sports link where you're going to hear the pod as well. But here's the funny thing, Coach Joe. We're going to have these special, we can't give away, these special episodes within those 3 weeks. They're going to be video episodes. Maybe we show up outside with the big 40-foot mascot that you guys just put out before this episode, right? Who knows? Maybe we have a season ticket holder on. Maybe we have a GM. I don't know, Coach. I mean, they're going to have to stay tuned, aren't they?
And we might hit them with a little blue coat roulette.
Whoa, that just sounds intriguing, right? That just sounds intriguing. You never know. I don't know if you could hear the excitement in both of our voices. Number one, we just want to thank you for tuning in. I know it's only 8 minutes into this, but we're not going to be able to do this without your support, right? So we want feedback, Coach. That's important, feedback. So maybe you say, hey, man, listen, I love what you guys are doing, but you think maybe you could talk about this, or man, hit us up. That's what the comments are for. That's what that section is for. It's not to be like, hey, I don't want to hear Tony's voice anymore, man. It's getting old. I want to hear more Coach Joe, right? But no, it's for, hey, listen, man, maybe you guys can hit on this or hit on that, and we're going to listen to you. And one quick thing, Joe, back to the community part, because I just real life experiences, right? It doesn't always have to be, just to show you how special these organizations are and the town and the tri-state area is. I went to a New York Knicks game last year, and it was a rough loss for the Sixers. You know, nobody really wants to stick around. So nobody's going to want to talk. It happens. You're professionals, man. Like, people always say, oh, he doesn't want to talk because he's mad. They lost. He's like, this is what the important part is, which was great. So I had my two boys with me, and they were like, oh, man, Dad, my son's favorite player, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this because he's not a sim, but is Jalen Brunson. He loves Jalen Brunson, right? But
Villanova, baby.
Nova boy, right? I mean, so, right, exactly. So what happens, Coach? But after the game, Jalen had probably about 20, 25 family members behind the net. So we stayed after the game. We had a special shoot around on the court. Came out specifically, went out to the guys to say, hey, guys, just give me 5 minutes with the family, and I'll take as many pictures as you want. Wow. Like, here's a guy just signed a big money deal. He's not even in his home court, has his family there, and takes the time, Joe, to just say, you know what? I'm going to give back. I mean, that's what it's all about.
And it's the holiday time, right? When you talk about community, and I can say this with humility, I don't want to sound arrogant, but the Delaware Blue Coats, no one has done as many community-based events as us. We are truly engaged with our community. And I'm not just talking youth programs. I'm talking with the churches, the YMCAs, the Boys and Girls Club, the hospitals. Neighborhood Hoops Initiative is statewide. Our books and basketball program initiative is statewide. We still hit some Philadelphia markets. We still hit out in Allentown. We still do Maryland. We'll still do some Jersey. Our base is growing, and it's testament to the team, not Coach Joe. I can't do it by myself. I need Joe Kane. I need Jenna. I need Liam. I need all that team that we got. We have a community team. If I can be honest and tell you this, Tony, I spend maybe 65% in the office. Most of the time, we're out. We're going. We're over there. We're in Camden. We're in Jersey. We're doing different things. And that's who we are. We don't just sit around on our hands hoping something happens. We actually go out and make it happen. And we love our community. And I know that's a cliche. That's not what we are. We walk it like we talk it.
Great statement right there. Walk it like you talk it, right? I mean, that's what it's all about. Bringing people together and more exposure from the community. The TV deal to watch the Blue Coats on TV. How amazing is that?
Come on, Yuki Washington, that voice over at 57, the amazing work they do at 57. Champions partnering with champions. Tony, I wish you could have been here for opening night and see the championship ceremony.
I know. I was so disappointed.
Crazy. And I'm telling you, I might do an episode when we go video and show them that ring. I might show them that.
Ooh, that's important, man. That's must see TV right there, man.
Yo, Tony, I keep that thing locked up.
Careful, you don't want to get that word out too much, man.
But that partnership, that connection is going to be phenomenal. Already paying big dividends for us. And it just shows who we are as we grow. And that's what we're going to be talking about. Maybe there's some people, like you said, within the Q&A, want to ask, how can they get started? How can they do this thing? What does it really take? Because everybody think they can do a podcast. Everybody think they have a voice. But there's a lot that go behind it. And research and resources is a very top two thing. That's what Channel 57 brings us. The resources and research, and they go dig deeper and for the better story, the better human side of our players, our coaches, our organization. And I just cannot wait.
I'll give you another R word, relationship. It's huge. That's what's going to make this podcast a little different because, Joe has a ton of inspirational stories. I can give you a ton. I've been in this business for a long time. I've seen the good. I've seen the bad. And one thing I've always said, and I know Coach Joe emulates himself on this too, is listen, this is a big space, people. There's a great thing about everybody having a voice. It's giant space to where nobody has to go over top of anybody, but everybody wants to fight. I'll say this at the end of the day. If you do that, be very careful. This is my only lesson I'm going to give on this episode is harm is going to come back one day. And when you want to get that foot in, they're going to be like, hey, listen, I remember, yeah, I've been doing this for 20 years. You told me I was trash. Just remember that. Just remember, right? Joe laughing. Just remember, because those people, I guarantee you're going to need one day, Joe. You're going to need them one day, aren't you?
Hey, Tony, sometimes I tell people, don't mistake my kindness for weakness.
That's a good thing. I like that.
We don't know we in this podcast world we're about to embark on, but, we want to go there, we go there. Because between Tony and I, there's a lot of experience here and a lot of information and a lot of hands-on experience. So it's not something that we just come up and we just got it off of Wikipedia.
You're just not Googling what we're talking about. I'm going to tell you that right now. No.
Harlem Globetrotters, baby. All 50 states twice in over 50 countries. So don't tell me something you ain't got a passport yet.
See, now we got Coach preaching right here. See, he knows. And that's the thing, man. People, don't sleep, man. As I tell people, don't sleep. Just because I'm not active doesn't mean I'm not busy. Just remember that. Not everybody has to throw all their laundry out there in the open and show that, hey, look at me, man. You can do just as much behind the scenes. And it's usually the people that do the work behind the scenes that probably are the more inspirational people anyway, because they're not out there bumping their chest and putting their clout out there all the time because they want to give back, man. Like, I will say this before we get to talk about a couple of players, and I don't say this again for clout. Every now and then you hit a moment in your life. I just turned 45 and looking at a different journey now, right? So I looked at my journey from two 20-year journeys, 25 to 45, 45 to 65. That's kind of the way I've kind of put my life in perspective. And I've really said this second half, Joe, I got to give back more. I did say that because, and not for lack of not wanting to do it, just not making the time to do it because we're always busy. We're always running. And I would love to do things. But the other day, I delivered Thanksgiving meals to about 15 families. And it was something that I've always wanted to do. And I never took the time to do it. I finally said, I'm getting up. The elation and the smiles on the faces of these people. And I brought my son with me too, right? It was like, listen, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. You see this big house, right? You're going, you have no idea what's going on. And when we were done, he's like, Dad, that was pretty powerful. Yeah, it was. I had 3 text messages the other day from those people because we had to call them first from a security standpoint. And they were like, thank you so much. I'm like, this is what it's all about.
And look at your son. You lead by example. And it's powerful what you just said because a lot of it, you think all this gets done. And I'm just being honest. Like, this doesn't get done without Jenna. This doesn't get done without Alex Joe saying, let's make it happen. Everybody think they don't have to answer. That's why it's called a TEAM team. And when you have a team, there's no, I always tell us to the players that I get around, it's never about emotion. It's about execution. You know?
Like that.
And when you're in a team, your emotions have to give way to the team because now we have to execute. And when you're talking about going out in the community, doing the turkey and doing the whatever Christmas or whatever, that's part of what you do for the team. That's the part of our vision because we all are a team, right? The community, the sport, we're all in a community. We're looking to touch somebody because you never know who's looking. Ain't that what Coach always tell you? You never know. And I'm going to tell a story one day of how I got to be with the NBA champion G League Delaware Blue Coats because someone saw Coach Joe and said, how can we get him to be a part of our team? And that's what this is about. You don't go, got to show up, right? What's our best ability? Availability.
Availability. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's so true. Be available, man. Make yourself available. Don't turn down conversations. I say that all the time. Please don't. You never know. You never know who you're going to talk to. This is fantastic.
Family now, Tony. We've been
well, they can't see us right now, Joe, but like we literally have been smiling this entire episode because it's so exciting, man.
It really is. And I think about all of our talks previous to this, and I'm like, this is going to be something special because we're going to share so much with so many people. And guess what? Those new viewers, those new listeners, they're going to be a part of our team. And I think that's how it starts, right? They become a part of this special Blue Coat team. And now we can give that positivity out one person at a time.
Just based on that, we're going to end on team, okay? Because, hey, again, when we come back for the next episode, we're going to break down the team, the coaches. Listen, we haven't even started. It's very exciting. We're together as a team, Joe. We're together as a team.
That's it, Tony. They got to tune in to the next time. That's it. I'm done.
Yep, that's it. And you heard it right there. Again, till the next episode, keep it locked right here on the Blue Coats Beat. And for Tony, for Coach Joe, and the whole Blue Coats organization, we will catch you back here next time.